He stopped sun and actuated the earth. These words are carved on the monument of the great astronomer who proved that the earth was not the center of the universe, but just a planet circling around the sun. Nicolaus Copernicus's heliocentric system of the world was one of the greatest discoveries mankind ever made. Nicolaus Copernicus was born in 1473 in the Polish city of Torun. The boy was hardly 10 years of age when the plague epidemic affected the city, which deprived the boy of his father. His uncle, Canon Lucas Watzenrode, took care of the child. Being a domineering and gloomy person, he nevertheless loved his nephew and even indulged him. Thanks to his uncle, Nicolaus got enrolled at the Krakow Academy and then moved to Italy to study canon law. Copernicus had spent 10 years in Italy, where Renaissance was in its heyday. He was keen to learn painting, mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and everything except canon law. It did not attract him at all. Year after year, he delayed his trip to home, moving to Rome and then to Padua and Ferrara. Not to go home, Copernicus joined the medical faculty. He took an unexpected interest in medicine. He attended lectures assiduously. He studied tutorials diligently, and even attended a dissecting room, something that was strictly prohibited for the clerics. By that time, Nicolaus in his absence had been already authorized to hold the position of the canon with the help of his uncle. There in Italy, astronomer Domenico Maria Novara helped Copernicus learn astronomy. The young canon was so deeply absorbed with the secrets of the heavenly bodies that all his life he was engaged in the study of the stellar sky. At last, Nicolaus Copernicus returned to Poland in 1503. First he lived in Lidzbark, and then he received a post of the canon in the small fisher's town of Frombork. He asked the authorities there to allow him to occupy one of the towers in order to have an opportunity to observe stars' movement. He lived in that tower for 30 long years. The foggy sky over a Gulf of Vistule could not be compared to the southern sky of Italy, but Copernicus patiently waited for the clear weather. The astronomer did not aspire to discover the new planets or stars. He searched only to confirm his theory. The geocentric system of the world yet suggested by the ancient Greek scientist Ptolemy was incorrect. Ptolemy considered that the Earth was the center of the universe, and sun with planets circled around it. After supervision over the heavenly body's movement for a long time, Copernicus not only came to the conclusion, but also proved that the Earth circled its axis, the Moon circled the Earth, and the Earth and other planets circled the Sun. Every schoolboy knows about it today, but 5 centuries ago, this statement was similar to a bomb laid at the base of Christianity. In 1516, Copernicus for the first time stated the doctrine in his book Little Commentary. But surprisingly, that time the Catholic Church, which usually savagely reprimanded the heretics, made an inexcusable mistake. Giordano Bruno was taken alive, Galileo was taken honor, but Copernicus was not even threatened. His heliocentric system humiliated the Earth from the center of the universe to the position of one of the planets. Though the Inquisition found out and forbade Copernicus's works only in 80 years, when the great heresy was already distributed all over the world. Meanwhile, the great astronomer continued his supervisions and worked over mathematical proofs of the theory. In 1516, he was elected as manager of the chapter's manors in 2 districts, Olsztyn and Piękno. There were uneasy times of the war against the Crusaders. At the peak of the military operations, Copernicus all of a sudden became an only member of the chapter in Olsztyn and had to take a command over Olsztyn garrison. The hermit scientist managed to organize the defense of the small town in such a way that the enemy, considerably outnumbering the defenders, had to recede. In 1533, when he was already 60 years of age, Copernicus delivered a series of lectures in Rome in which he introduced the students to the basics of his theory. By this time, he had already finished his calculations and even written the manuscript of his book on the revolutions of the celestial spheres. However, he was not hasty in his publication, being afraid of being misunderstood by the scientists and prosecuted by the church. The scientist dared to publish his work only after 10 years. Nicolaus Copernicus's work was issued on May 21, 1543, and 3 days after the great astronomer died. History has not recorded the burial place of Copernicus. Though the descendants still have the book of the great astronomer, there is a theory of the universe's structure developed by him. There is also his scientific credo: a scientist is inspired to search for truth in everything.